Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Sphinx split personality. January 5, 1886, Robert Louis Balfour Stevenson published Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. This was a small novel about an individual with a split personality. This story, along with many others by Robert Louis Stevenson, has made Mr. Stevenson one of the top 30 writers in history. This novel reveals something very ominous in regards to the original symbolism of the Great Sphinx at Giza. Once again, keep in mind that Robert Louis Stevenson had no idea what he was actually writing. Mr. Stevenson lived a short life, and died at the age of 44, in the South Pacific land of Samoa. The number 44 relates to the Lion King, to Lincoln, the 16th president, and to today's president, Barack Obama, the 44th. As well, the number 44 refers to the state of Wyoming, which became the 44th state, and the Yellowstone caldera, symbolic of the Yellowstone Sphinx, is centered on the 44th parallel. Dog, God. The dog has been recorded in Egyptian mythology, and artifacts and drawings showing the symbolic importance of the dog is evidenced in temples and hieroglyphics paintings in the tombs of Giza. Giza in turn is based on the constellation Orion, and the dog relates to the dog star Sirius. The actual dog was the Egyptian Jackal, which has recently been discovered to be from the grey wolf family. The symbolism of these words is extremely suggestive from a subliminal perspective. The subliminal within the word Jackal refers to the Caliph rulers of the ancient Arab world, and the symbolism relates as well to Orion, being that the pyramids and the Sphinx are all relating to the constellation. This all relates to the Caliph of Orion, which is suggesting the state of California. Jackal equals Y-ACKAL equals KCALAY equals KHALI of Orion equals California, wolf equals flow equals flood. On the chart immediately below, it's easy to see that the original shape of the Sphinx was a dog. This relates to the dog star Sirius, which is positioned to line up with the Queen's Chamber on the Great Pyramid. This dog star has been called the Star of Isis, and in ancient Hawaii, Sirius was associated with the winter solstice and was known as Keliua, meaning the Queen of Heaven. The Queen of Heaven refers to the flood goddess in all its many incarnations. The dog star Sirius rose in conjunction with the sun, around the time of the summer solstice, for 35 days, peaking on July 4th, where the sun's glare kept Sirius hidden from view. Then for 35 days following July 4th, the dog star Sirius remained hidden from view by the sun, the sign, the soul, the sun, the iron, or symbolically speaking, the lion. The heliacal rising of Sirius, the coinciding rising with the sun, marked the flooding of the Nile, and was centered on July 4th, the birthday of the United States. It's this symbolic date of July 4th, in the year 1776, 1776 divided by 2 equals 888. The number associated with the flood, that has been suggested to bring to pass the cataclysm within the Luciferian agenda, which is the inundation, or consummation and cleansing of all things. The jackal dog, god, star god, was called Anubis. The coinciding rising with the sun was known as the dog days of summer to the Greeks. To the Polynesians, this marked the winter season, and was an important star for navigation around the Pacific Ocean. What this information is demonstrating is that the whole of the United States of America was established on the heliacal rising of Sirius, the star god, the star of Isis. And Hyde, within the original Jackal, Jekyll, form of the Sphinx is the Lion King, Lincoln, and the suggestion of the flooding Nile. All this subliminal manipulation has been establishing the coming deluge, which has been building with record flooding in the Mississippi, this spring. Record flooding in Cairo, Illinois, in the area referred to as Little Egypt. Record flooding in Memphis, Tennessee, where water surrounded the Pyramid Stadium. Record flooding along the Missouri, the Red River, and massive flooding in Quebec, Cabot, in Manitoba along the Assiniboine and Red Rivers, and throughout many other regions of North America. This is beyond anything relating to normal. This flooding coincides with the 35 days before July 4th, which begin on May 31st/June 1st. This is the date that the dog star Sirius, the star of Isis, the Queen of Heaven, and the sun, begin to rise together. This is the mother and the son, Mary and Jesus, in modern lingo, rising to the occasion, so to speak. The unified rising of the dog, cat god, symbolizing the rising of the mother and son, or the sun and moon, is yet another subliminal relating to Solomon, the sun and moon. PETA, penis pussy god. The majority of the human population enjoys the animal world, especially when it comes to cats and dogs. The chart immediately below demonstrates just a fraction of the subliminal suggestion hidden away within these two furry conjured up illusory forms. The cat and dog are literally worshipped throughout the world, for very obvious reasons, as this chart illustrates. The hypnotic manipulation found in the White House first bets goes back to past presidents of the United States. The chart simply illustrates a few significant ones. Herbert Hoover had a German Shepherd named King Tut. Bill Clinton had a brown lab named Buddy. G.W. Bush had Barney, a terrier, which of course suggests terrorism. Barack Obama has Bo, a Portuguese water dog. These last three presidents all had water dogs, with Barack Obama being the 44th president, suggesting the Lion King, Lincoln symbolism along with his dog Bo. All this is suggesting something to do with water and earthquakes, as Herbert Hoover was a Quaker. Listed are just a few of the B and J, G names that relate to the B and G pillars, which are the male and female pillars of Solomon's temple. One pillar was always a bit smaller than the other one, as is the female smaller than the male. The same applied to the north and south towers of the World Trade Center. But speaking of cats and dogs, there's more. The Pacific Ocean is subliminally hidden in the name Pakistan as demonstrated on a previous page, a couple of years back. Osama bin Laden was killed in Abbottabad, Pakistan. The Navy SEAL team that killed him were accompanied by a dog during the raid. The dog breed was a Belgian, B and G word, Malinois. Malinois equals sign Liam equals son Lamb equals son of God equals savior. Pakistan is the Pacific Ocean, and the savior, the dog, God, will rise up from the Pacific Ocean. This is serious business.